ladies and gentlemen. I was going to get around to this story, but these stories are always difficult for me to do, but I am going to do it. Many of you have already heard about the young 31-year-old woman, Golan Lubrin, that was found hung in the tree. A tree down there in Orlando. And they immediately, like they always do, scream suicide. Now, with the history of lynching in America, that is never a first choice for Black men and women. It's believable to the demonic ones that run this nation. See, anything that sounds crazy and outlandish, they think is believable about us. But actually, for me, it's always the opposite. The more crazy they try to make something that we do sound, the least likely I am to believe them. So things are just not adding up. Now, her car, ladies and gentlemen, was just a few blocks away from her hanging body. The car was, they said, somebody stole things out of the car. It was vandalized and gasoline was poured all over it as if somebody was attempting to set her car on fire. She was found in the tree, practically nude. And we don't do this to, for you to even think Black women would do this. I don't need to talk to an idiot. So anyway, they are rallying, of course, down in Orlando, and her loved ones, they want answers. And you got to understand, the local police, this is what they do in this country. As soon as there is a lynching and it's a Black man, woman, or even a child, the first thing they do is scream suicide, because they don't want the feds coming in there to do an investigation. That's why when they passed that Emmett Till anti-lynching bill, I knew it was all for naught, because in this country, they are never going to allow a federal investigation on the hanging of anyone from the Black community. So that bill was just fluff. They just wanted to look like they were doing something. At the end of the day, even those damn lawmakers knew that bill would never be enforced. And since it was passed, there have been several lynched Black men and women. Have you seen them enforce that Emmett Till anti lynching bill? And they never will. Just understand that. They never, ever will. So, what they essentially did was give us something that was completely useless. And that was the point. That was the whole point. Okay, I picked this time to do the video and I said, okay, I won't be interrupted. I got interrupted, but let's move on. What's new? So, anyway, there is going to be a rally down at City Hall. And of course, people are angry, people are mourning. Her family wants answers. And y'all, this whole thing don't make any sense at all. So, and another thing, her body was hanging in her backyard. It was in her backyard. So, Yolna Lubrin, 31, she used to go by the name Yo Yo. She was cut down from the tree by Orlando police officers Thursday morning. and it was the 1000 block of West Livingston Street. This is according to the department. She was pronounced dead at the scene. A crowd of more than 60 people gathered at City Hall at 7 p.m. to hear from, community advocates and, of course, the family members, including her mother, her aunt, uncle, sister, according to family members. She was her mother's caregiver. So her sister, this is what she said: "My sister is an African American woman. Why is she getting swept under the rug?" Naomi Lubrin, her sister, was asking this question at the rally. She was brilliant. She was amazing. She was laughter, but most of all, she was loud. "It's not right that my mother has to bury her 30-year-old daughter," Lubrin said. "It's not right that I have to stand before you right now and be away from my family so we can have justice for my sister." Yeah, this is so sad. So, of course, other people spoke at the rally. Over the last 7 days, this has sparked tension in the Orlando community where she was from. And people are upset that police were quick to call this a suicide. But if you just go back and look at the other ones that we have talked about over the years, this is a pattern that they do. Remember, they don't want this to turn into a big federal investigation. So, how do you call something that when the body has not even been taken to the medical examiner's office? So, the police are now medical examiners and coroners. Is this what the police are now? They'll never be that to me. They don't even do a sufficient job just doing their job alone. Okay. But they're now, whenever there is a black body up in a tree, they are expert medical examiners all of a sudden, and they can call something within 5 minutes of showing up. Shoot, they can't even do their own jobs right within 5 minutes of showing up. Please don't insult us. So, the family, of course, is upset that the immediate ruling of what happened to her by the police officers, like we always see. And you know they are talking about others. Nevin Baker, 22, was found hanging by a rope, and that was in October of 2020 near Camping World Stadium. And yeah, because I've done a few of the videos before in the past. And, that's another thing to bring up to Joe Biden and the Democrats. Why did you present this anti-lynching bill, and the bill to this very day has never been enforced? So you just gave us a pile of junk, and you expect us to be happy with that? Yeah, and then when you complain too much, oh, then they'll jump on the police reform. No, you don't need police reform. Your police need to be done away with. Okay? The whole organization and structure needs to be done away with. All right, so it goes on to say, although her cause of death is still being investigated and will ultimately be decided by the Orange County Medical Examiner's Office, what I would recommend for the family is to get an independent autopsy. Don't count on the county, because the county is working hand in hand with your local police. They are. They're working hand in hand with them. And whatever the police said, that's what your county medical examiner's office is going to say. when it comes down to these lynchings that are obviously still going on in America. That's all they're going to do. And it's not going to be of any shock when they come back to present to everybody that they believe is a suicide. That's all they're going to do. It's kind of pointless going to them. You really need an independent investigation. And, my prayers go out to her and her family. And I sure hope they get the answers that they need. And I pray to the Most High that all of the people that are doing these things out here will one day be revealed. I do, because I never believe she single handedly, I will never believe it, that she single handedly done these things to herself. And there is not a demon on the planet that's going to make me believe otherwise. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. You know, the family, they're also say, they're saying that so far they have not revealed any physical damage on her body, but I bet you there are some. I bet you there are some. So I just find it hard to believe this woman stripped herself down, left her car vandalized, came to a tree, stripped it down, put a rope and hiked herself up. Okay, I just don't believe it. Not believable. Demons, not believable. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.